Hi everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Super Breakfast Friends Club.
We have a theme song now?
Is that a theme song? I wasn't trying to be.
Well, it was a song, and you sang our theme.
Oh, no, it's not that. Play the theme song of the show.
Pokémon, get to the fair! たとえ火の中、水の中、草の中、森の中、土の中、雲の中のこのスタートの中、なかなか大変だけど、必ずゲットだぜ、ポケモンゲットだぜ、マサラタウンにさよならバイバイ。俺はこいつと旅に出る。鍛えた技で勝ちまくり、仲間を増やして次の街へ。いつもいつでもうまくいくなんて保証はどこにもないけど、いつでもいつも本気で生きてるこいつたちがいる。
That's not our theme song. That's copyright infringement.
That's Pokemon's theme song in Japan, at least.
It was once upon a time.
It used to be before the war.
Which, oh.
Sorry, I'm like out of it today, a little bit.
So it's a great day to record.
I don't get my head in the game. I don't know. I don't feel like we're recording right now.
Well, we are. I'm watching my voice dance hither and yon.
Is anyone hearing this?
They will in a little while.
Let us know in the comments. We watched Pokemon again. It's been a while.
Yeah, you keep trying to get me to go back and I refuse.
I haven't brought it up in a while, actually.
Yeah, because I kept refusing so hard.
I don't think we've watched... I mean, I guess we've watched some Pokemon here and there, but I don't think we've watched the original series since we did that Pokemon Snap episode that Elliot was here for.
Oh yeah, that was forever ago.
Yeah. And for that one, we jumped pretty far ahead in the series, and now we've jumped all the way back to where we were.
Yeah, it's really confusing. I can't keep up with Pokemon.
It's okay.
With the way the timeline flows.
It's okay. You had that recap at the beginning, so we know exactly where we are.
Oh, phew. We have one gym badge.
This episode is Pee-Pee and the Moonstone. Written by Atsuhiro Tomioka, who wrote the third episode, the one where Ash catches Caterpie, and he also wrote the first episode of the Johto series, which we watched. And,
oh yeah?
And he wrote the first episode of the Ace Attorney anime that we watched.
Oh yeah, just the first?
Just the first. So we've seen a few examples of his writing.
We've smelled his misdeeds.
This aired in Japan on May 6th, 1997. And, it picks up right where episode 5 left off. Ash has now been joined by Brock after beating him up and then reuniting him with his estranged father.
I forgot about that part.
And he and his group are heading for the next gym in Cerulean City, but they have to pass through Mount Moon to get there.
They have to pass through everyone's favorite part of the game.
Yeah, the first cave dungeon in the game. And it's not the longest cave dungeon, right? It just feels like it.
It feels like it. You're like level 10. There's Zubats every other step.
Yeah.
It's a bad time.
Yeah, I think Victory Road is like significantly longer though. I think the Seafoam Islands are longer as well.
Yeah, but that feels like you're working towards something instead of just trying to escape.
Yeah, I guess when you get to Mount Moon, you don't really know what you're heading for, do you? It's just like...
No.
You're heading for whatever's on the other side.
Get me the hell out.
This is the only way I can go, so I guess I'll go this way.
Big mistake.
Brock tells the others about the legend of a meteorite falling on the mountain, known as the Moonstone. We're very familiar with the Moonstone now, but I guess it was kind of mysterious back then.
Was it?
Well, they're making it out to be.
I just mean the item Moonstone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's the evolution item, right? It's
Yeah.
It's the only evolution item in the first generation that there's a finite number of, if I remember correctly. Because all of the other evolution items you just buy from the department store.
Remember when they took that away from us and they made us like dig holes to get new ones? And
Yeah.
to find like 7 million shards to get one evolutionary stone.
Yeah. Or like find the one Pokemon that can hold it with a 5% chance.
It wouldn't hold the stone, it would hold a shard, which you then had to collect like 10 of and trade for one stone.
Is that what it was? You can get
The
moonstones
the
from like
moonstone, right.
Clefairy, right?
That's right, the Moonstone. I'm thinking of like the elemental ones.
Right. Well, the Moonstone, I remember, maybe this isn't accurate, but my memory of it is that in Gen 1, there were only 5 Moonstones in the whole game, and there are 4 Pokemon that need it to evolve. So you evolve all of those Pokemon, and then there's only one left over in
And
the
that one
whole
you
game.
You eat that one yourself. You get the powers of the moon.
Yeah, what are the powers of the moon?
You can affect the tides.
Yeah,
You can inflict lycanthropy.
okay.
And you can become cheese.
And you can crush Termina, but there's a 3-day wind up, and you can only ever do it once.
And there is a chance that a little elf boy will summon the 4 giants and throw you back into space.
Well, that's okay. Then you can just do it again. That means you get a free redo.
A free do?
So Ash and his friends are interrupted by a scream, and they see a man being beset by Zubat.
That's me every time I have to go near Mount Moon.
Yeah, this is the most accurate part of the episode. Except he hasn't even set foot in the cave yet, and he's already getting attacked.
They've been chased out of their cave to hassle and harangue.
The Pokedex tells Ash that Zubat don't like to be outside during the day, and he's confused because these ones are. And then Misty yells at him because he's just looking at the Pokedex when there's someone who needs help. But she's not helping either.
Yeah, she has Pokemon. She's a gym leader.
We don't know that yet.
No, but he's palling around with 2 gym leaders, and they're just like, okay, little boy, you do something.
Well, Pikachu zaps all the Zubat and the guy who was being attacked by the Zubat. Pikachu doesn't have a lot of accuracy yet.
Pikachu doesn't care, I think.
I think that's true, yeah. Pikachu was told to zap, and he zapped.
Like, whatever, he can survive. It's just a thunder shock.
This guy is a scientist. He's very excited and moved to have met Ash and Pikachu. He's a very passionate person. They comment on it.
Extremely excited just to kind of be alive.
Screaming to the heavens.
Yeah. That's exactly what he does. He stands upon a precipice and thanks the moon or the sun.
Or whatever up there will listen. So this is Rikao. He's known as Seymour in the dub version.
Seymour Butts?
That's probably what I'll call him, because that's the name I'm familiar with. He's a researcher from the Pewter Science Museum.
Remember how we don't really learn anything about that the first time this game came out?
What, the museum?
Yeah.
I remember learning about it.
I don't. I just remember knowing to take fossils there.
No, you get a fossil there. That's not where you take
Oh.
them. You take them to Cinnabar Island.
That's right.
I actually think that this is possibly the guy who gives you the old amber in the game. He reminds me of that guy.
Maybe.
You go in the museum, you have to go in the back way, and there's this one researcher in the staff area that you can talk to. And he's like, listen, I've got this old amber and I think it can become a Pokemon, but no one will listen to me. But I've heard
But
that
I'm trapped.
I've heard that in Cinnabar Island, the scientists there are working on bringing fossils back, so please take this to them for me.
You think he could just like mail it to them?
No, he needs
Like,
to get
have
a
some
10-year-old boy to
Some
take it.
scientific correspondences.
He has to get a 10-year-old boy to take it. That's what the Pokemon world functions on.
Ash doing free labor.
There's that guy in Viridian City who couldn't even deliver a parcel to the next town. He got a 10-year-old boy to do it for him.
Yeah.
It's just what their economy functions on. Why pay for something if you
Child
can have a 10-year-old do it?
Tell them they can catch a Pokemon if they do it or something.
Rikao is played by Tetsuya Iwanaga, who played Kensuke in Evangelion, and he played Ken in a bunch of 90s Street Fighter stuff.
Whoa, I know that guy.
In English, Seymour is played by Maddie Blaustein, who we know as the voice of Kawasaki in Kirby.
I was gonna say, that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, she'll also go on to play Meowth for most of the 4Kids run of the show, but she isn't playing Meowth yet. I think it's like around episode 17 or 18 that she takes over as Meowth. So, Science Guy explains that inside the cave, someone has set up lights, making it as bright as day, which is confusing all the Pokemon. That's why the Zubat got
You would think the Zubat wouldn't be too bothered since they don't have eyes.
I know. It is canon as well that they straight up don't have eyes.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure the Pokedex is like, their eyes atrophied because they weren't using them.
But then they pop out when they evolve.
Yeah. Just like me.
You have yet to evolve.
My eyes
You
have
still
popped
don't have
out.
eyeballs.
My eyes popped out a long time ago. So the Paris...
I don't really know what to do with that one.
The Paris are confused, which apparently means they're planting their mushrooms. I don't know what. I
would think, like, the sun was out or something, and they're like, oh, I'll plant my mushroom in this bright sunlight.
But, like, is that a thing they do?
I don't know.
I don't think
How-
it is.
How accurate to the lore is Pokemon at this point in the series? Not very. We
well-
still have human fish.
Yeah, in the next episode, we will see a bunch of real-life fish, so... Yeah, and there's Sandshrew. The Sandshrew are all drying up in the cave.
Could you catch Sandshrew in Mount Moon?
No, you couldn't. I'm
didn't
so
think
glad you
so.
asked. There was some Sandshrew at the foot of the mountain on the Cerulean City side in the blue version, but no Sandshrew inside Mount Moon, at least not during Red and Blue. There were some changes later. Oh, we'll get to those later on
Uh-oh.
when we talk about the legacy of the episode.
What?
And the Sandshrew that were there in blue were only there in blue, because in red you got Ekans instead.
Ugh. What a trade-off.
Well, whatever.
Listen, Ekans is fine, but I love Sandshrew and Sandslash.
Yeah, but red, you get Scyther and Mankey.
Mankey!
Yeah, well, you don't like Mankey?
Mankey's fine.
I love Mankey.
I love Annihilate. I love what Mankey became.
I like all of them. I always did. I love... What else was only in red?
Growlithe.
Growlithe, yeah? Electabuzz.
Yeah, but then you don't get Vulpix.
Alright, well then you can have Magmar and Pinsir, and I'll have Scyther and Electabuzz. And we'll see who wins the contest.
So we're just gonna play Gen 1 Pokemon, the opposite versions, and battle.
Oh, so you get Bellsprout instead of Oddish, so
That's true.
yeah. So suck on that.
Whatever. You can suck on my Vulpix.
I don't
Because I'll
want...
have 1,000,000 of them.
You can't... That's cheating. You have to make a team of all the Pokemon. You can't just have 6 Ninetales.
Yes, I can.
No.
You can't tell me how to be a Pokemon trainer.
You've got to use all of the version exclusives. That's the game. That's the
No.
contest.
No. I'm using a version exclusive.
You're cheating. Anyway, Seymour's out here patrolling to look for the people who put all these lights up. He says it's happening because the legend of the Moonstone has become popular, because it's said to be able to increase a Pokemon's power. It can't.
Yeah, I'm confused about a lot of the Moonstone lore in this episode, particularly the part where this adult scientist man thinks that it's a rocket ship that Pokemon flew in on.
Well, I feel like it's made pretty clear that he's crazy. Because, like, you look at the faces of all the kids as he's saying it, and then once he's done saying it, he turns around to Ash and he's like, "You agree with me, right?" And Ash is like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, please don't hurt me."
I mean, I don't believe it's true. This man is clearly unwell.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Or it seems to me like it's clear that all of the kids also think that he's unwell.
But then what about all this talk of making Pokemon stronger? They're going to believe him when he says that?
Well,
right after talking about a rocket ship?
It is true for 4 Pokemon. A Moonstone will make a Clefairy, a Jigglypuff, a Nidorino, or a Nidorina stronger.
I mean, does it count as making a Jigglypuff stronger if it becomes a Wigglytuff?
Yeah, Wigglytuff is stronger than
Different
Jigglypuff.
Pokemon.
Yeah, but it's stronger. So this is where a Clefairy hops by holding a Moonstone.
And doesn't just immediately evolve?
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Because this Clefairy is holding that Moonstone for most of the episode and doesn't evolve.
We need the Moonstone to explode and become fine moon dust that sprinkles into your lungs.
Well, it raises so many questions to me, because I just thought being exposed to the stone would do it, but...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember episodes in the future that all they do is just, like, expose them to the energy.
Yeah. I'm thinking now, though, like, in later games, you can make a Pokemon hold an evolution stone, right? And it won't evolve it.
Yeah, but I don't trust that to be lore accurate.
Maybe there's, like, a button on the stone that you have to push. Or maybe you have to really, like... Maybe the stone is a suppository.
Maybe it's like crystals and you have to suck the energy out of it.
You really have to smack the Pokemon with the stone. Clefairy is called Pippi in Japanese.
Pee-pee.
And Pippi is played by Mayumi Izuka, who also plays Misty. In English, Clefairy is played by Tara Sands, who we know as the voice of Lololo and La 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 in the Kirby show.
Oh, our favorites.
Or Fololo and Fa La La, as the dub called them for some reason. You can't just rename characters from the game for kids. You can't just do that.
People are gonna play... What was that?
That was a door being slammed in the building.
Why did it sound like a distant gunshot?
Because it's loud. It's a heavy door, and we've got new neighbors who don't bother to close it gently. They just slam it.
I hate that.
Yeah. Anyway, what were you going to say?
Don't know.
I said something about 4Kids changing the names of characters.
Oh, yeah. Like, they're gonna play the games and know that you're lying to them.
I had already played the Kirby game, so I already knew.
The deceit just drips from their fingers.
Ash wants to Ash wants to catch the Clefairy because it's very rare. It's kind of fun. Like
the
Pokédex is like, they're so rarely seen, but it just like casually hopped by like nothing. They weren't looking for it.
It's still rare. They just already seen it.
Yeah, they're just lucky, I guess.
I hated looking for that thing. You had to go in that terrible cave, and it was like a 5% chance.
Yeah. Ash is just that person who stepped into Mount Moon and immediately saw a Clefairy as the first encounter.
He already has a Pikachu.
And then he ran from it.
Do you know how long I had to run through Viridian Forest just to get one stupid Pikachu?
Yeah, well, that's why Pikachu became so popular. Because it was the first Pokemon that you really have to hunt for in the game.
I'm just saying, Ash is clearly cheating. He meets every legendary. Come on.
Yeah, Seymour asks Ash to leave the Clefairy alone, and he's like, yeah, okay, I guess. But Meowth appears and confronts it. And then that's when they realize that Team Rocket are responsible for these lights.
That seems like a lot of effort for Team Rocket.
I feel like Team Rocket can be pretty high effort when they want to be.
I guess.
Like some of the robots they build later on. But yeah, this is a step above what we've seen them doing up until this point, which has mostly been digging holes.
Right, just pitfalls hither and yon.
Do you remember the last episode when they dug a pitfall at the beginning and then fell in their own pitfall and stayed in there for the entire episode?
Yeah, that was a good time. That's what I expect from Team Rocket.
Yeah, they want a Moonstone so they can power up Pokemon. They're going to be really upset when they try using it on Coughing and Ekans and nothing happens.
What if something did?
We've just never tried it.
What if that's how the first Galarian Weezing was born?
That's not where it comes from. That's not what happens.
You don't know.
I do. I have one.
You rub a moonstone on a coughing and it turns fairy.
I guess it does make some sense when you put it that way. Well, Ash and Brock are ready for a fight. Misty is ready to escort Seymour and Clefairy out of the area during the commotion. At least she's doing something.
Yeah, she's refused to be helpful up until this point.
Yeah, yeah. But Team Rocket send out Coughing and Ekans, because that's all they've got right now. And Ash and Brock send out Butterfree and Zubat.
I love that he just surreptitiously caught a Zubat. There was no fanfare for it.
Yeah, we didn't even see it. He just caught it at the cave entrance while nobody was looking.
He's like, yeah, duh, I caught a Zubat. It was right there. Why
Yeah,
didn't you?
You electrocuted them all with your Pikachu, and I was like, hey, what? Well, might as well throw a Pokeball.
When in Rome.
And Ash is like, oh, I should have got one. And yeah, Ash, you should have got one.
There's a pile of them, just right there.
And you're the one who weakened them. Zubat is played by Shinichiro Miki. That's a name we know.
It's vaguely familiar.
He plays James and Geodude in this show already.
Okay.
We also know him as Akira in the Virtua Fighter anime.
Okay.
Actually, I think he ended up playing Akira in the games as well. He played Alistair in Beautiful Joe. He played Lee in Tekken. And he was Johnny in that Chrono Trigger OVA we watched.
Oh, yeah.
So we've seen a lot of him. He's cool. I like him.
Yeah. Good job.
Zubat keeps its Japanese voice in the dub as well. So I guess because its name is the same. There's no need to change it.
Nope.
This is basically a double battle that we're watching here.
I was literally thinking that. It took them 2 additional generations to give us double battles.
I know. Maybe this is where they got the idea.
From episode 6 of the anime that came out 15 years before.
Yeah. Butterfree and Zubat team up to blow away Coughing Smog attack.
I wish you could do that in real life. I guess you have defog now, but...
Yeah, well, this wasn't Smokescreen, it was Smog.
That's true. That's not even the same thing.
So they just avoided damage. Yeah, Misty escapes with the scientist and the Clefairy, but we see Meowth sneaking away too. And then Brock Zubat uses Supersonic to confuse Ekans and Coughing. This is the first time we see confusion depicted in the show.
Yeah, I'm surprised it hit. It's like a 50% chance that it'll actually land.
Yeah, and
The
it got
worst
both of them.
Yeah. Brock is also cheating.
I was wondering how they were gonna depict confusion, because I've always thought confusion is like doesn't make too much sense, you know, from a logical standpoint.
I guess. But I think they do a great job in the games with the ducky.
Well, I didn't mean that so much. I just mean like, because in the games it's just like it hurt itself in the confusion, and I'm like, what? How?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
Why is it punching itself in the face?
Yeah.
That's clearly not the enemy.
These two just start wrestling. And then Butterfree uses Whirlwind to blow Team Rocket all the way out of the cave, which is actually what Whirlwind would do, I guess, in this situation.
Yeah.
Or actually, Whirlwind doesn't work in train and fights, does it?
I don't think it used to. It does now. It just uses, like, it forces a switch out.
Oh, that's right. Yes, but it wouldn't blow the opposing trainer out of the cave.
No, the battle wouldn't end. It would just force out a different Pokemon.
Right. Well, it was close to what Whirlwind does.
If they were wild Pokemon.
Team Rocket kind of are wild Pokemon, I guess. They live like wild Pokemon, at least.
For sure.
Ash and Brock celebrate their victory, but they realize Meowth is missing.
Dun dun dun.
And then Misty and the others are like abruptly outside of the cave.
It's like a little oasis that's somehow between the cave.
Well, no, what got me about it is the way it just suddenly cuts to Misty being like, "We're outside somehow," and then it's the ad break.
Yeah.
Like immediately. And we got the da-da-da, the who's that Pokemon. Could you tell?
My guess was Guzzlord.
Oh, no, it was Clefairy.
What? That looks nothing like Clefairy.
I don't like that they make it a Pokemon that's actually in the episode. They should just make it something random.
Make you have to actually use your noodle.
Yeah, because when it's just like you can guess. You know, if you read the synopsis of the episode, you can guess who the Pokemon is going to be without even seeing the silhouette. Like, oh, this episode's called Clefairy and the Moonstone. Oh, what are the odds that who's that Pokemon is going to be Clefairy?
It's got to be like the Terra Battle raids, and it's just anyone.
Yeah, absolutely anyone. So Clefairy hops up the side of the mountain, where it finds Meowth, who seems to toss it off a cliff.
Yeah.
I was unclear about what happened, but Meowth confronts it, and then the next time we see it, it's just falling from a cliff.
Just plummeting. Got spooked.
And it hits Misty in the face, and then everyone tumbles into a river. And Meowth demands the Moonstone, but Misty sends out a Pokemon. And we finally see her Staryu for the first time.
It sure is convenient that they landed in all this water.
Okay, they seem to really be, like, sticking to this idea in the anime at the moment that water Pokemon can only fight around the water.
That does seem to be why Misty is useless, yes.
Because we were told that that's why her Goldeen didn't do anything in the second episode. And she's like, water Pokemon can't fight on land. But I feel like there's no reason that Staryu shouldn't be able to fight on land.
Right. Starfish can be on the land.
But they still went to this extent of, like, bringing them to the water so that she could send out Staryu. It feels weird.
It does, yeah.
They do end up abandoning the idea fairly early on, I think, but...
When they realized Misty was going to spend most of the show completely useless.
Yeah.
Misty, just catch something that isn't a water type. No, it's the principle of the thing.
So Staryu, or Hitodeman, as it's called in Japanese, is also played by Shin Ichiro Miki.
It's his best role yet.
Yeah, and they kept that voice for the English version as well, because I guess it doesn't even really say its name, it just goes, "Hyah!"
Yeah.
Staryu uses Swift and then Water Gun, and inflates Meowth like a water balloon, and then he flies off into the sky.
Like a cheap carnival thing.
It was a bit weird.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, there still isn't Misty's actual partner Pokemon, which I think we see in the next episode for the first time.
Psyduck.
Well, Psyduck ends up basically becoming her partner Pokemon later on.
Yeah.
But in the games and in the early anime, her partner Pokemon is Starmie. She just has a Staryu and a Starmie.
There's other water Pokemon, Misty. Come on.
Ash and Brock show up just in time to miss everything.
Just in time for food.
Yeah, basically. I think this means that Ash still hasn't seen Misty's Staryu.
Yeah, they're making it like a big secret.
Yeah. Like, I feel like early on in the show, it almost seems like she doesn't have any Pokemon.
What if that was true the whole time? She just was pretending to have Pokemon.
Well, no, now we know that she has at least a Goldeen and a Staryu.
I'm just saying, what if it was true?
I remember in the first episode, I wasn't convinced that Goldeen actually belonged to her. We do find out later on that it did. But they were in a room full of people's Pokemon that were left at the Pokemon Center, and Ash had just sent out somebody else's Rattata and Pidgey. So I thought maybe she was just grabbing random Pokeballs and throwing them too.
Maybe. Maybe she stole all of her Pokemon.
Maybe that's when she got them.
Pokemon trainer. Yeah. That's why she has Staryu and Starmie.
Just, bad luck.
Yeah.
Well, it's sunset now, and Brock is feeding his Zubat his own special Pokemon food that he made.
I love how confused Ash gets just at the sight of Pokemon food.
Like he's never heard of it before.
Right.
He lets Butterfree try some, and he says that he'll make up a special batch for Pikachu to make its fur healthier. This is basically the setup for what Brock's role in the group is going to be moving forward. He's the food
group
guy.
Mom.
Yeah. Pikachu's making friends with Clefairy.
Yeah, we get a few scenes of them just talking. It's not as bad as when Pikachu was talking to Caterpie that one time.
That was very long. That's the same writer as well, now that I think about it.
We need 5 minutes in every episode I write dedicated to the Pokemon talking and no one understanding them.
And now that Pikachu and Clefairy are friends, Clefairy leads them all up the mountain to a secret cave entrance.
Pikachu, now that we're friends, I want you to join my cult. Come meet our god.
I guess that is what happens, yeah. This is where the main part of the Moonstone is. And Clefairy places the stone it's been carrying up on the pedestal, forming a ring around the big Moonstone. And then they all start to glow, and 100 other Clefairy come out and start dancing around the Moonstone.
Remember how rare Clefairy are?
Yeah. Well, that's why this is special.
Didn't in one of the remakes they actually had like an event, right? Where you go to Mount Moon on a certain day and the Clefairy will be out dancing?
It's not just in the remakes, it's in the original Gold and Silver as well.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Heart Gold and Soul Silver expanded on it a little bit, but it's in both.
Good.
Yeah, Pikachu uses charades to try to communicate to Ash and his friends that the Clefairy worship the Moonstone as a god.
I'm very interested in how the dub handled this.
Oh yeah, I have notes about it. I'll get to it when we talk about the dub. Ash and his friends think this whole thing is beautiful and they don't want anything to interfere with it. So of course, this is when Team Rocket appear to interfere with it.
Yeah, that's what they're best at.
Interferences.
Dramatic timing.
I guess that is what they're best at now that you mention it. They're not very good at schemes or stealing Pokemon or being evil, but dramatic timing they've got down. Seymour tries to stand up to them despite his knees shaking because he's so scared, but he charges at them and Meowth trips him and he loses his glasses.
He loses his glasses for quite a while.
But it's okay because the battle starts and Ash and Brock send out their big guns.
Oh no.
Pikachu and Onix.
Onyx really... They did Onyx dirty in the games because it's huge and it's weak to everything.
I know, but I think that's why they made it weak to everything. Because it's very powerful.
You just do a little tickle, a little water tickle, and it's dead.
It is so huge, though. Like, in the Game Boy games, you don't really get a sense of how big it is. But in this show, it's so
they
big.
really draw him to scale.
Ekans uses Dig, while Coughing lays down a smoke screen. And Ash sends out Pidgeotto to blow away the smoke screen. But Team Rocket are gone.
They've been bamboozled. The Moonstone has disappeared.
Yeah, Team Rocket went underground and took the Moonstone with them, I guess.
I guess. It's done very quickly and somehow very elaborately.
Brock sends Onix to follow them underground. And everyone else chases outside. And the Clefairy brings Seymour his glasses back. And he's like, you gonna do anything about this? They just took your god.
You gonna let those losers win your god back for you? That will not get you into heaven. That will not get you on the asteroid.
Wow. Yeah. Meanwhile, Team Rocket are riding a sled down the mountain with the Moonstone. For some reason, this image has stuck with me for a long time. Just like James hanging off the side of the sled as it rockets down the mountain. But Onix pops out of the ground ahead of them and knocks them all off.
It's very dramatic because Onix is very large.
Not only is Onix is very large, but also it's a still image of them all being sent flying hither and yon by Onix popping out under them, and the Pokemon theme song begins playing under it.
Yeah.
By which I mean the game theme song, not the show theme song. But then, so Ash and his friends catch up. What happens? I couldn't figure out, exactly what it is that Coughing did. All I can think of is maybe it used, counter or something.
It looked like it just tackled him. And for some reason, that was enough to knock out Onix. And maybe it used takedown or something, and the recoil knocked
because
itself
they did seem to both get knocked out by it.
Yeah.
Also love that Coughing, he lands in the ground, half buried, but is still smiling.
Has Coughing ever not smiled?
I don't know. Is Coughing's face just frozen in that position and we just don't know it?
Maybe.
Because I'm not sure now. I did have that thought as well. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Coughing's face isn't actually capable of emoting, and I've just never thought about it before. I've got to see if I can find a picture of a sad Coughing now. Okay, yeah, I did find some sad Coughings.
Oh yeah, me too. And a sad wheezing?
All in a jail.
Yeah, why are they in jail? Why is Meatwater coughing?
We gotta stop looking at Google Images or we're gonna get distracted. Okay, I guess Coughing can emote. It's just very happy. Coughing basically has the same face as Meowth.
Yeah?
Never thought about that before. But it's
and
very
now you'll
close.
never unsee it.
Anyway, suddenly Seymour and the Clefairy appear out of the hole that Onyx made, and the Clefairy start to perform metronome.
I don't know about you, but I used to think metronome was like the coolest move ever, even though it's completely random and usually dumb.
Yeah, when I was using rental Pokemon in Pokemon Stadium, there was, I think it was a Snorlax or something that had metronome, and I would pick it every time and just use metronome every turn. It'd be like, whoa, it's so cool. I mean, I guess it's just gambling, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But like, it was a signature move before signature moves were like a big thing.
I think like almost everything could learn metronome in the first generation.
In the next generation?
I think Clefairy was the only thing that could learn it like naturally.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like a TM or something. Yeah, it was TM35 in Generation 1.
I did not remember that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of Pokemon could learn it. I don't know how to look up a list of...
Who can learn TM35?
There's a lot of Pokemon that can learn it, but it's not quite as many as I thought.
Could you keep buying this TM, or was it limited?
Good question. Where's that in this article?
Location Pokemon Lab. Can only be used once. So even though some things could learn it, you only had one TM.
Right. And that was before breeding as well, so...
Yeah.
There was no way to, like, pass it down or anything. It looks like it was a TM again in Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, though.
Yeah, but the magic and the mystery have worn off. I'm not going to teach anything metronome.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as useful now as it did back then. I like how everybody sways back and forth watching the Clefairy wag their fingers.
Yeah.
That was cute.
What move do you think they ended up using?
So I think it was probably Explosion. What do you think?
It makes sense because it comes out of the ground. I was like, I don't know, is that some kind of weird ground-based hyper beam?
Yeah, I don't know. I would, if this was a later generation, I maybe would have guessed Lava Plume or something, but...
If it was Explosion, then all of the Clefairy would have died.
Well, maybe they did. We do see them all being flung hither and yon by it.
That's true. But maybe they're reborn via their god, and some of them ascend.
They wouldn't have died. They just would have fainted.
They died!
There would have been no will to battle.
All I'm saying is when, like, a fleshy mammalian Pokemon use Explosion, it doesn't feel the same as when a Coughing or an Electrode does it. It feels like there should be guts everywhere.
Yeah, maybe. But this is the anime, not the manga. Looking at who can learn Explosion. Who's the one that looks like they would make the most mess using it? Shiftry.
Yeah.
Or Mew. I guess Mew. Licky Licky, that would be gross.
Ew, yeah. Trubbish, there'd be trash everywhere.
That's true. This is morbid. Let's move on. Team Rocket fly away, and I think this is the first time that they create a star in the sky as they vanish.
Yeah.
That ends up becoming a kind of a trademark of theirs. So the Moonstone has exploded, and shards of it are raining down. And some of the shards land on some Clefairies, and then they evolve into Clefable.
You gotta breathe in that moon dust, and then you get big and strong.
It's treated like this is like a completely unknown occurrence that they've never seen before.
Right.
And it's one of those things that's like feels awkward from the standpoint of where Pokemon is now, where we know that Clefairy and its connection to the Moonstone was studied in like ancient Sinnoh long before any of this happened.
Maybe the people of Kanto are just a little dumb.
Maybe. Then we see the Clefairy and the Clefable now dancing around what's left of the Moonstone. It sure seemed like it fully exploded, but it's mostly intact at the end here.
Yeah, there's a crater where it used to be.
Yeah, it's smaller for sure, and its shape is rougher than it was at the beginning, but it's still a pretty big Moonstone.
I guess.
Seymour tells the group that he plans to live there with the Clefairy from now on, and someday he's going to go to space with them. They don't argue because he's clearly nuts, so they just leave him there.
I hope that they go back to this guy someday and they learn that he has blasted off into space.
All right, I do, I have some future knowledge about that.
Yeah, does he blast off into space?
Later on, there is like this recurring group of Clefairy who have built a rocket and are trying to go to space. And they have a scientist with them, but it's not this scientist.
I bet they had a rocket before, but it was like that submersible that went to explore the Titanic.
Oh, and he died in it, and then they went and found another Clefairy?
Yeah.
I mean, another scientist, I mean. Yeah, maybe. Hold on, I'm looking them up. Clefairy recurring. A peculiar group of Clefairy debuted in Clefairy Tales. Ash and his friends first encountered them after their spaceship crash-landed near Viridian City. The Clefairy resorted to stealing items, including Jigglypuff's signature microphone marker and even Pikachu, from a nearby town to rebuild their spaceship. The group is accompanied by Oswald. Yeah, it's a different scientist.
Weird.
I don't know why they wouldn't have just made it this guy.
They forgot he existed.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you remember in Fallout New Vegas when those ghouls wanted to go to space?
Yeah, I do remember that.
It's giving that.
Anyway, in the morning, they're rocking out of Mount Moon. They made it through. Took them all night. They find a sign pointing to Cerulean City, and we get a shot of Misty where she's looking a little bit sad. We'll find out why next episode.
Secret gym leader.
Someone has defaced the sign.
Who? What kind of scallywag would do such a thing?
It says, Gary has arrived. Ash is a moron. So Ash reads it, and we see Gary pulling a face superimposed over it, just in case there was any doubt about who it was.
You know, one of the worst parts about Mount Moon is that after you spend your entire life trying to get out and fighting off the Zubat, Gary Oak challenges you the second you step foot on green grass.
No, that doesn't happen here.
In the anime?
That doesn't happen in the game here.
It doesn't?
No.
I thought he challenges you right outside of Cerulean.
He does, but it's when you step onto Nugget Bridge, heading towards...
that's right.
Yeah, when you're heading towards Bill's house, that's when Gary shows up.
That's right. I thought it was earlier than that.
Yeah, you got it mixed up. I don't blame you. I've replayed it more recently than you have, so...
Yeah, I'm not really interested in replaying those ones.
No, I replayed them when the eShop was shut down for the 3DS. I bought Pokemon Red on the last day because I wanted to have something transferred from Red in my Pokemon home. So I played, and I thought, well, if I'm going to transfer something from Pokemon Red, it should really be Mewtwo. But that meant I had to beat the whole game.
Yeah.
I eventually did it, but it was a pain in the butt.
No, I only got Crystal from that, because I am not super interested in playing Red and Blue again.
Yeah, fair.
I wasn't even wild about Fire Red and Leaf Green.
If I was going to play it again, that's what I would play. But
sure, it's better than Pokemon Let's Go.
I watched a video about how the hardest thing to get in Fire Red and Leaf Green is a Dragon Fang.
Yeah?
Because the only way to get it is as a held item on Wild Dragonair, and that's already one of the rarest Pokemon in the Safari Zone, and then it only has a 5% chance of actually holding the Fang.
Get something with compound eyes.
I don't know if that did that yet.
Did that not start until Generation 4?
Maybe, I don't know.
From Pokemon Emerald onward, if a Pokemon with this ability leads the party, the chances of finding a wild Pokemon holding an item increase from 50.
Okay, yeah, so that Emerald was after Fire Red and Leaf Green, so
yeah,
it didn't work yet.
Okay.
Yeah, rough.
Yeah, that sucks.
So yeah, after seeing Gary's message, Ash gets fired up and starts running towards the city. I don't think Brock and Misty have any concept for who Gary is, so they're just confused. I don't think they've had him mentioned yet to them.
Oh, they'll learn.
And that's the end. And the next episode preview shows us that Ash is going to fight at Cerulean Gym and that Misty's going to be there for some reason.
That part confused me. It's like, Misty's here for some reason? It's like, hasn't she been following you this whole time? Why is that weird?
Okay, it's weird. I can tell you why it's weird, because I remember the episode. When they reach the city, Misty disappears without saying anything to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, oh, well, I guess she stopped following me. And then later when Ash gets to the gym, she is there and, like, confronts him.
Gotcha.
So that's what that's about. But it does seem weird not knowing any of that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, are you ready to talk about the dub?
I'm so ready to talk about the dub.
Play the theme song!
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Our hearts so true, our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
Yeah.
So, the dub version of the episode is called Clefairy and the Moonstone, which is an accurate translation, and it aired in the US on September 15th, 1998, more than a year after the Japanese airing.
Wow.
As always, they have added extra music to every scene that didn't have any music, which I find really exhausting, personally.
Yeah, I didn't even really notice the music in the original, but I'm sure I would have in the dub.
Yeah, oh, you definitely would have. And that, I think, is kind of a failing of background music, when it's like, when it's not catchy, but it's also very noticeable. I don't think
when
that's
it's
necessarily
obtrusive.
a good thing. Yeah, exactly. Because we talked about this before, I'm sure, but whenever there's no music, you can tell what's the original Japanese music and what's the stuff 4Kids added. Because the stuff 4Kids added is just like bloop, 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 wah, wah, bloop, 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 ba-doo-doo. And it's just like nothing. There's no tune, there's no melody. It's just sounds.
Just somebody banging on a keyboard.
It's just somebody who worked in a music department going, please notice me. I'm here in the background with my keyboard. Look at me. Don't look at the show. Don't pay attention to what they're doing. Look at me. It's annoying. But the wild thing is, most of the time in this show, they have kept most of the original music, and they do that for the first half of this episode.
Yeah.
But the second half of the episode, not only have they put new music in all the quiet scenes, they've also replaced almost all of the original music.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. It's stupid. But I think after the Meowth and Starmie fight, the only piece of original music that's kept is Team Rocket's theme when they appear in the cave. And all the other original music is replaced, including the Pokemon theme song when it plays while Clefairy are doing the metronome.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
No, it really changes the vibe. Because, like, with the Pokemon theme playing, it was like a triumphant moment, you know?
幻の技だよ
Right.
But what they play in the English version is just like plinky plunky whimsical music.
Plinky plunky whimsical music.
Completely different feel.
I've never seen the Clefairy use the metronome before. Who knows what'll happen?
Seymour does not mention the Pewter Science Museum in the dub at all. So you would have no real reason to connect him to that real place that you can go in the game.
So he's just a random scientist?
Just a random scientist. Yeah.
I was on my daily science walk, and I was beset by Zubit.
When he's introducing himself, he, like, lists his virtues, and it shows them written in the background.
He's lovely, he's courageous, he's whatever else.
Lovely and courageous, it says. In the dub, they have changed that, so instead of saying lovely and courageous, he says knowledge and research. I don't know why.
Those aren't traits, he's just saying words.
Yeah. He's just saying science things. They also edited out the text, the like kanji that were written behind him.
Of course. We can't let the children know.
Also, for some reason, the final shot where he's like standing on a rock with the sunset background,
Yeah.
they have held it on a single frame. So that shot's not animated at all.
Why? There's nothing Japanese in it to censor.
No, I don't know. The only thing, so in the original shot, his mouth is moving as he talks. The sunburst in the background is rotating, and the camera is slowly zooming out. None of that's happening in the English version. It's just a still frame of him standing there. Maybe they thought the rotating sunburst was too much. Maybe they thought it would cause seizures or something. They were a bit oversensitive about that at the time.
Right.
With
After
good
the
reason.
incident.
Yeah. Yeah, but also in the dub, Seymour talks in rhyme a lot, like he's Gruntilda.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's kind of annoying.
I mean, he is a scientist that wants to go to space with Clefairy on a rocket ship, so he's a little cuckoo. I guess he can rhyme.
But he has some really long rhyming monologues, and it's too much. Like that whole part where he's explaining why people might be putting the lights up to come and look for the Moonstone and what the Moonstone is said to do and everything. That's all rhyming in the English version.
The Moonstone is an awesome boulder, 1,000,000 years old or even older. Deep in these caves, the meteor hides, though no explorer has found the place of the legendary rock from space. We've studied its fragments for many an hour and discovered it increases a Pokemon's power, and that is why the attackers are here. They've come to take the Moonstone, or so I fear.
Why?
So yeah, the mysterious music that was playing when Ash and his gang find the big Moonstone.
別の洞窟
これが月の石の本体
has been removed. I wonder if they thought it was too spooky. Because it was kind of spooky.
It'll frighten the children. Take that blasted music out of here.
And they changed when the Clefairy are dancing around and Pikachu's explaining about how they worship the Moonstone.
Yeah.
There's this nice kind of like almost tribal feeling music playing.
すごいピッピたちは一つの社会を作って暮らしてるんだ
That I thought really kind of underlined the idea that they were a little community here.
Yeah.
Which is what they were trying to establish. They were trying to sort of build a parallel between the Clefairy and human civilization.
Right.
But they took that out and they just made it some like generic whimsical music instead.
Amazing! These Clefairy formed their own society. This is an incredible sight.
I thought that was a shame.
So, the scene where Pikachu's doing charades, how did they handle it?
Well, first of all, when Ash thinks that Pikachu is referencing the Bond dance,
Oh, right.
they change that to the Macarena.
Oh my god. The American equivalent of a Bond dance is the Macarena.
So I know, though, what you really want to know about is the hair part, right?
Uh-huh.
So there's a part where Pikachu pulls a hair out of Ash's head and holds it up, and Brock figures out that Kami is hair, and Kami can also mean God. So that's how they connect Ash's hair to the Moonstone being God. In the English version, Pikachu holds up the hair, and Brock is like,
What rhymes with hair?
With hair. Hey, how about prayer?
and then Pikachu explains that the Clefairy pray to the Moonstone. I think that's pretty good.
It's not bad. It's a little bit of a stretch, but you know what? Says the original. I'll give it to them.
Yeah.
It's an untranslatable thing, and they did a pretty good job.
It's a good localization, I think.
Yeah.
It doesn't just come out of nowhere like sweet cake becoming mochi.
Oh no, my donut's rolling away.
Oh yeah, there'll be worse coming. Yeah, they changed the music when Team Rocket attacks the Moonstone. The Japanese music was very intense, but it's also really cool. I love the music they used.
文句があるならポケモンで勝負よ。行くぜ。負けるもんか。行くぞピカチュウ。ピカ。よく。シャー。シャー。カチュウ。
And the English version just uses, dull, boring music instead.
All spare in a Pokemon match, boy.
Enough talk.
I agree. Let's go, Pikachu. Pika.
Onyx, let's go.
And also, again, when Onyx pops out of the ground and the Clefairy explode Team Rocket, the Pokemon theme was playing originally. Just generic music in the English version.
Got them.
Nice work, Onyx. Grab them now.
Shame. Sad.
Yeah. It's the theme song for Pokemon. It's the
I know.
through line.
And it's not like they weren't using it either, because they still used the Pokemon theme song over the recap at the beginning of the episode. So it's not like they couldn't,
Yeah.
Last time, Ash and Pikachu faced their toughest challenge yet, a match against a Pokemon gym leader.
We already played this song once this episode.
Don't get greedy.
I want to make a new song for my portfolio.
Hello, it's me, the music department. Did you forget? Here I go.
You can't stop me. It's contractually obligated.
I've locked all the doors. You have to listen to my song.
And one more change I noticed. Obviously, the sign pointing to Cerulean City had to be repainted to say
Right.
Cerulean City. They also redid Gary's graffiti, and they did a pretty good job. It looks like graffiti, and it says Gary was here, Ash is a loser, which is basically the same message.
Yeah.
But the superimposed image of Gary pulling a face is gone. It's cut.
Why?
My guess would be that it was really difficult for them to do the paint edit through
That's
that
fair.
transparent
That's
image. So yeah, that's what I'm assuming, that it was basically they like, maybe they even tried to do it and then they were like, just cut it, it's too hard.
We'd have to redraw the whole Gary. We can't do that.
Because I know nowadays the Pokemon Company provides all the translators with fully textless versions of the episodes,
Oh.
if there's text that needs to be changed. Although for the most part, Pokemon uses its own alphabet now. They have their
I was
own
gonna
made-up
ask
alphabet.
about that.
Yeah, but they didn't yet at this point. Yeah, but back then I don't know if they were getting the textless versions yet. I think they might have actually had to make the full paint edits themselves. That's it. That's all the differences I noticed.
But what of its legacy?
Oh, let's talk about the legacy.
Do it.
So we touched a little bit on Sandshrew. How Pokemon Yellow added Sandshrew to the spawns for Mount Moon. And then they were kept for Generation 2 as well. In Gold and Crystal, you can find Sandshrew in Mount Moon now.
Okay.
Interestingly, even though it's a remake of Pokemon Yellow, Sandshrew is not included in the Mount Moon spawns in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Huh.
Which is odd. I don't know why that's the case.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they also added Onyx and Clefairy to the Pokemon that can... Onyx and Chansey, not Clefairy.
Chansey?
Yeah, you can find Chansey in Mount Moon and Let's Go Pikachu
I think I
and Eevee.
remember. I think I remember seeing one. Yeah.
Also, another thing that we briefly mentioned, in Generation 2, on the summit of Mount Moon, they added a square that you can go to, and every Monday night, Clefairy will gather and perform a ritual around a rock, just like they did in this episode.
You go to Clefairy Church every Monday night?
Yeah, and if you smash the rock after the ritual, you'll get a moonstone.
That sounds cruel. You punch their god?
Yeah. But for Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they changed it. They made the event a bit more elaborate, and instead of a rock, they do the ritual around a pond that has the reflection of the moon in it.
Oh.
Which is prettier, but is less of a reference to this show. Because I feel like when they were doing it around a rock, it was a very clear reference to this episode.
Right.
There was a minigame in Pokemon Stadium that I feel like was a reference to the Clefairy using metronome in this episode.
What was it?
It was called Clefairy Says, and it was like they were waggling their fingers and you had to waggle your finger in the right direction.
I vaguely remember that one. I don't think I liked that one, so I didn't play it often.
Yeah, it was tough. But they were singing the same way they were as they used metronome here. So I feel like it was a reference to this too.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I could think of. There might be some other things.
But we ain't got them.
We ain't got him. Well, you know what? I guess one other thing is that, we didn't mention it, I guess, but this in the game is the first place where you find Team Rocket. This is the first place you meet members of Team Rocket.
Oh.
And then in Pokemon Yellow, it's also the first place where you meet Jesse and James, because the final member of Team Rocket in the cave has been replaced with them for the Yellow version.
We already met them in the anime, though. We met them in our house. We woke up and they stood over our bed.
That's not what happened. They were at the hospital.
Standing over your hospital bed.
Standing over Pikachu's. I guess. I don't have anything else to say about this. I love Pokemon.
I don't.
Yes, you
I don't
do.
like Pokemon very much.
I don't
It's a
believe
dumb
you.
game and I don't like monsters. So why would I play a Pokemon?
Stop lying. Nobody's convinced.
What do you mean? Just because I've been quoting obscure Pokemon facts this whole time?
Mostly because of that, but also because we've done like 7 other episodes about Pokemon where you've talked about how much you love it.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I say I hate it in 50% of the episodes.
I don't know. We might have to get someone to look into that. We might need a checklist of which episodes Mel says she likes Pokemon and which ones she says she hates it.
And when we're dead and buried, we do a final tally to determine whether I actually like or hate Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, I think we're done.
Yeah. We beat it?
I think we beat it. Thanks for joining
Cool.
us, everybody.
Yeah.
We love Pokemon and we'll be back. We'll be back to see Ash fight Misty. See how that compares to the game. Pretty different, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I don't remember there being much of a story behind Misty in the original Red and Blue.
No. There's a whole lot in the show, though. She's got three sisters.
How'd
There's
that happen?
Well, their parents, I guess, had 3 other children before Misty.
That's crazy.
What did Brock had like 8 siblings?
Something like that. Like there were 9 or 10 of them.
And there hasn't been a whiff of even one sibling in the games at any point that I can remember. The only thing I can remember in the games is that Brock sometimes searches Mount Moon for fossils. That's like the only backstory I feel like they ever gave him.
He searches Mount Moon for his lost siblings who got on the spaceship and were never seen again.
They became fossils, and he's looking for them.
He needs to take them to Cinnabar Island.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thank you, as always, to our Patreon supporters, our Club VIPs, Mark Kelly and Jamie Core, and our Club Mesmeron, Eugene Lattic.
Whoa, thanks, weirdos.
We love you. I'm Skull Pirate Mike, and I stream on Twitch, and I post things on Blue Sky. And I really should do more. I'm on other websites. You can find me on Tumblr, but I never remember to post.
Nobody remembers Tumblr.
I'm on photo... What's it called? Instagram.
Photogram! I thought you were going to say Photo Bucket.
I was.
It's like, you know Photo Bucket's been trying to get rid of you for like 10 years.
Anyway, bye. I'm going to cut most of that and put it on Patreon, probably.
I assumed. I didn't think the usual listeners would want to hear us talk about a dead website.
Well, you don't know.
That's
But
true.
now they have
I've
to
never
pay
met
for
them. You too can be bored out of your mind for the low, low price of $cents.